In today's video we are going to be rectifying a failed water pump in a GM 1.4 turbo engine, and what we're going to need to do on this is remove the engine mount and bracket and back off the drive belt tensioner, which is just down there. I already have on the underside of the motor it jacked up and propped up, taking the weight from the engine mount, and I will be removing the engine mount now. I'm going to go on the lower side and just show you the direction that the drive belt gets removed in, and you use an e-torque to back off that tensioner. I'm removing the engine mount bracket now and the engine mount itself. These are 15mm bolts that's holding these on, 5 of those and 1 nut. The bracket that bolts onto the engine is 15mm heads as well, and there's 3 of those that need to be removed. That's the bracket that you need to remove, and that is the engine mount that you need to also remove. This gives you access directly to the drive belt, and you can now see the e-torque that needs to be backed away to take the drive belt off. You can see the play. The water pump was very bad and it was leaking for quite a while. As I removed the thermostat housing, which had 3 e-torques on it, you could see that the thermostat had failed. To remove that clip, you just pull upwards and you pull the pipe back, and that removes it. I now have the pulley off, which was 3 e-torques again. I used a pry bar to hold the pulley in position in between the e-torques heads. With the water pump out of position, it's now going about cleaning and making sure that it's nice and clear of any debris. This is the old water pump on the bench, and I always compare the new water pump that you have in the box to the old one. Always a good idea, and even beforehand, to see how many bolts that you have to remove, it's a good idea to take it out of the box. You can count how many holes are in one to another, and you have a clear indication of what bolts or nuts need to be removed to access this. I counted them on the bench here for you. It's 10 on either, and this is my magnet tray, which I always use for a layout exactly how I remove them, because not all the bolts are the same size and removal. Next thing I'm going to do here is start to clean up the old gasket that has remained on the engine itself. I'll be using a scraper and a fine sandpaper to make sure that's nice and clean. This is the old thermostat housing. The tabs on either side broke away, which keep the spring retained in position. And as you can see on the new one there, the plastic tabs that keep the spring tension down are still in position. This is the old water pump. I just put in the vise so you could get a good view on the amount of play that was in it. It was in bad shape. Now I have everything popped back together again. Everything is in reverse order of removal. The pipe is back on. There's an electrical connector on the thermostat housing.
So it's all back together now. Airbox is down, everything is in place, and there is no leaks, and we have bled the system thoroughly and everything is running right. To bleed the system properly,
with the engine off, you remove that plastic screw at the top of the radiator. You fill up the expansion tank until it comes out of that particular hole, and then you tighten that back up again and start the engine.
make sure after a good test drive, when you get up to the operating temperature, fans coming on and off, and the system is bled, that you have nice cabin heat coming through on all speeds, and that you're happy with that. Afterwards, and you have ran the vehicle, got it up to operating temperature, and you've bled the system, it is all good, and this one is now complete. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.